What's up, YouTube, man? I got a video right here. For the king of the dark web. See what I'm talking
Of July 5th, 2017, a man sits in front of his laptop in his villa in Bangkok. Online, he is only known under his pseudonym, Alpha02.
about.
He is a multimillionaire, lives a luxurious life, and drives expensive cars. He
Sheesh.
feels safe in Thailand.
My boy got the bag. Okay.
Suddenly, he hears a loud bang in front of his house.
Oh,
A woman crashed her Toyota Camry into his front gate.
dang.
He leaves everything behind and runs out of his house to the scene of the accident. A mistake with serious consequences.
Oh, they tricked, bro. Dang.
The driver is an agent of the Royal Thai Police Force. FBI and DEA investigators have been waiting for this moment for months. Authorities from 7 countries have worked relentlessly towards this day.
Lay on, buddy.
Will the hunt for the king of the dark web finally come to an end?
See, man. See the video.
The Wired journalist Andy Greenberg has published the story on the hunt for the darknet kingpin. Links picking up speed. The promises of anonymity and privacy are attracting more and more people. Thanks to Bitcoin, there is a new form of payment that isn't controlled by authorities.
Dark web.
It's become easier than ever for criminals to sell their products online at a massive scale. With the advent of the dark web, a gigantic global game of cat and mouse began, and it continues to this day.
Yeah, you're talking about, man.
Billions and billions of dollars.
The Silk Road is perhaps the most legendary dark web marketplace to date. The platform went live in February 2011 and became incredibly popular. More than 100,000 customers bought drugs there. But only 2.5 years later, the operator of the site was caught, and the Silk Road went
Shut
offline.
down. Yep.
The authorities wanted to set an example in the fight against drugs. The Silk Road founder received a life sentence. But the business was too lucrative to drive away other operators. So after the closure of the Silk Road, the number of dark markets exploded. They all fought for the top spot. Silk Road 2.0 was released just 35 days after the closure of its predecessor. The site survived less than a year. Evolution was another popular marketplace with a comparable size to the 2 Silk Roads. To buy things on Evolution, you had to pay Bitcoin to an account on the platform, a kind of dark web escrow account. And once the bought items arrived to the customers, the sellers were paid. There was an incredible amount of money with the platform operators at all times. At some point, these operators decided to steal this money, a so-called exit scam. Agora has also been named as a worthy successor to the original Silk Road, but the founders voluntarily took the site offline in August 2015. Business was getting too hot.
Ain't playing.
Exit scams, arrests, voluntary withdrawals, and hacks. All of these were benefiting a new emerging dark web market, Alpha Bay. In July 2014, a man who calls himself Alpha02 starts to develop Alpha Bay. Only 5 months later, his platform goes live. Initially, only stolen credit card data is offered and sold, but Alpha Bay quickly begins to offer more lucrative products. In addition to data and logins, there are now drugs, weapons, and malware. Services such as money laundering are also offered. Few things are forbidden, but items or data related to child abuse, hidden runs, and stolen bank account information from Russia is strictly prohibited. Alpha02 probably doesn't want to mess with Russian law enforcement agencies. Maybe he also wants to pretend to be Russian in order to mislead investigators. The website itself works similar to Amazon. It is user-friendly, there are search functions, filters, and categories. You're able to pay with Bitcoin, Monero, or Ethereum. This is supposed to provide anonymity. Alphabay even offers a so-called tumbler, purchases that are blurred by bundling multiple transactions from different people. The platform works well and dominates the dark web. While other marketplaces popped up and disappeared, Alphabay remains strong. The number of users is growing rapidly. Barely a year after it was founded, the site has more than 200,000 registered users and 40,000 sellers. In 2017, Alphabay has over 300,000 items on their website and over $500,000 in sales every day. Alpha02 is making money with every single transaction, receiving a share between 2 to 4%. He becomes a multimillionaire. Right now, an entire team is working on Alpha Bay. Alpha 02 has a representative named Snake, several moderators who handle disputes between buyers and sellers, and a PR manager. With the site's explosive success, the founder decides to retire from day-to-day operations. He renames himself. Alpha 02 simply becomes admin. From now on, communication only runs through the Snake. As Alpha 02 retreats, American investigators are paying more and more attention to his true identity. Who is the powerful mastermind behind the platform ruling the dark side of the internet? A hunt that stretches across the globe and will last for more than several years begins. You don't have to surf the dark web to find malware. The regular internet is full.
Can't get me with ads.
You see, you can access the
Back to the video, man. Who is the king of the dark web, man? Find out who do this.
The American investigators want to find out where Alpha Bay servers are located. With access to the servers, they can close the platform or secretly infiltrate it and perhaps locate the operators. IP addresses provide information about the locations of users and servers. In closed networks like Tor, website requests are routed through a number of random servers around the world. Routing through many servers cannot be traced back. It is purposely made difficult to find out where servers, operators, and sellers are located.
That makes sense.
Because of that, the American investigators had to try a different way. They start browsing the platform and buy drugs anonymously, hoping for any mistakes by the sellers.
Dang.
Perhaps the products, packaging, or postage stamps can provide clues to the identity of the respective drug dealer. Then they could arrest him. But these are just the small fish. Dealers come and go. Investigators want Alpha 02. But the mastermind behind Alpha Bay seems to take every precaution. He seems to know every rule of the game. So the investigators become desperate until December 2016. Robert Miller sits behind his desk in Fresno, California. He works for the DEA, the American Drug Law Enforcement Agency. He's working on Alpha Bay, and until this day, it was a pretty thankless job. But suddenly, an email appears in his inbox. The sender is anonymous. It seems like Alpha 02 made a fatal mistake in the early days of Alpha Bay.
Messed it up.
Every user who registered on the website at the time received a welcome email. The email address of the true sender was visible in the metadata of this email. Although the error was immediately corrected, the anonymous tipster saved one of those first welcome emails. Maybe the tipster was one of Alpha 02's first customers. Maybe an operator of a competing site that got a hold of the mail somehow. Who knows? Anyway, he silently watched Alpha Bay growing in the dark web, only to then hand the mail address over to the DEA. The email address is pimpalex91@hotmail.com. This email was the breakthrough for Miller and his colleagues. Via the email address, the investigators find photos from 2008 and 2009 of an Alex on Skyrock.com. That's a French-language social media platform. He also linked an old dating profile. The profile lists Trois-Rivières as his hometown. It is located in southern Quebec, Canada. According to the profile, he was 17 years old at the time, so the 91 in his email address could be the year he was born. He would have been 23 years old when Alpha Bay was founded. The username Alpha 02 also appears on a French-language technology forum. In 2008, he explained how to remove a virus from an image. His email address is at the bottom of the post, and also his full name. Alexander Cazes. The investigators have his name, but where is he? They find Cazes' PayPal account and provided his private email address there as well. Through his LinkedIn profile, they also find out that he works as a freelance software designer. He also seems to run his own tech company called EBX Technologies. On Facebook, the investigators find the profile of his fiancée, a Thai woman. Apparently, the Canadian lives in Thailand. The clues lead investigators to the country's capital.
Damn, that boy's coming for you, bitch. Run.
Bangkok.
Bangkok. Thailand,
With the help of Thai
there.
authorities, the investigative team identifies 3 properties owned by Cazes in
You'd
the
be
city.
rich if you go live
One
in
house
Thailand.
is located in a gated community. Alpha
Not
02
like
lives there
$100
with his
for
wife.
out there.
Then there's a second house and a $3 million worth mansion in the outskirts of Bangkok. He also has a holiday home in Phuket and is in the process of buying another villa in Cyprus.
That boy got
Investigators
breach.
begin tailing him. The lifestyle of the multimillionaire includes several cars.
That boy got
Cazes
lamb.
enjoys driving around Bangkok. in his
Twingo lamb
Lamborghini.
on it.
Agents watch him, follow his routes, and track his iPhone.
That boy super young.
Whereas Kazes lives in a beautiful house with his wife, he invites his many affairs to one of his other houses in Bangkok.
Ain't cheating on his
The
wife,
investigators call
man.
that place the Bachelor Pad.
That's messed up.
Kazes is an active member of a pickup artist forum. There, men give each other advice on how to be successful with women. Under the name Ramio, Kazes publishes conservative family values and keeps a quasi-sexist live blog about his successful
Ain't girl
sex
that
life.
isn't a single mom.
Other than that, his everyday life is quite normal, pretty
Pretty good.
unspectacular for the king of the dark web.
Crazy.
He gets up early, checks his social media accounts, works, and is home a lot. From time to time, he attends a language course or goes out to eat with his wife. Around these routines, the authorities
Simple routine, not
meticulously
crazy.
plan his arrest. In June 2017, a few weeks before the attack, a few American agents were sitting in the lounge of the five-star Athene Hotel in Bangkok. Suddenly, Kazes appears. He parks his Porsche Panamera at the entrance and casually strolls through the lobby area
I watched that
straight
first
towards the agents.
and
There are
Lamb
thousands of
on
hotels
another
in
car.
Bangkok. Are they busted? Has the king of the dark web outwitted them? Kazes sits at a table a few meters away from the agents. They have never been so close to him, but he only meets for a business dinner. An incredible coincidence.
Okay.
At this point, no one suspects that just 1 month later, Kazes will be dead.
Damn. How gonna be dead? He killed him. Thought they were trying to arrest him.
Alpha Bay is the largest darknet market in the world at this time, but there is competition. In Europe, the Hansa market is growing rapidly, keeping European authorities busy. Dutch investigators find the servers of the Hansa market thanks to a tip from a security researcher. They are located in a data center in the Netherlands. A unique opportunity arises. They monitor the servers, copy the data, and dig through countless chat entries from the operators of the site. They find out that the operators are Germans, who probably still live in Germany. Together with the German Federal Criminal Police, BKA, the Dutch want to bring the Hansa market under their control. But suddenly, the Hansa market disappears from the Dutch servers. The admins probably found out that their servers had been copied. In the chats of the operators, the authorities also find a few Bitcoin addresses. They start tracking the transactions of these Bitcoin wallets until they end up at a Dutch crypto exchange. They contact the exchange and ask for the data. The Bitcoins lead to Lithuania. Together with the authorities
Jeez.
there, the Germans and the Dutch try and locate the new servers. This time, the authorities want to strike. But something unexpected happens. The FBI tells European authorities about their plans to arrest Alpha 02 and to shut down Alpha Bay. Operation Bayonet is born. The operation is led by the FBI and DEA and involves the cooperation of law enforcement agencies from a total of 7 countries. Europol is also involved. The FBI is instructed to wait with the takedown of Alpha Bay until the Dutch, in cooperation with the Germans, have taken control of the Hansa market. If Alpha Bay is taken down, Hansa would be swamped with new buyers and sellers. This is often the case in the dark web when a site closes or if there's an exit scam. Customers and dealers simply move. But this time, customers and dealers would move to a site that's been hijacked by law enforcement. With that data, the Dutch could convict thousands of unsuspecting criminals. A honeypot. Alexander Kazes knows nothing. He continues to drive through Bangkok in his Lamborghini, writes nonsense on his favorite forum, and cheats on his wife. On June 20th, 2017, the first part of the mission succeeds. The data center in Lithuania is stormed by Dutch forces. At the same time, German authorities arrest the 2 operators of the Hansa market in Siegen and Cologne. The operators cannot warn anyone before their arrest. The Hansa market is under Dutch control, and nobody in the dark web knows about it. July 5th, 2017, Bangkok. It's time. There is a warrant for Kazes. Today, the Royal Thai Police, DEA, and FBI will arrest him. Alpha 02 could finally be put down after more than 2 years. A gray Toyota Camry drives down a dead-end road towards Kazes' house with the Royal Thai Police Force agent at the wheel. She tells the security guard that she took a wrong turn. She wants to turn around, but unintentionally causes a minor accident. The noise and chaos are supposed to lure Kazes out of his house. He's supposed to come out spontaneously, without thinking about it. This part is important. In the optimal case, his devices should stay unlocked when he is getting arrested. If his hard drives were locked and encrypted, it would be difficult for authorities to access Alpha Bay. Kazes leaves his house and approaches the Toyota. He has his cell phone on him.
Damn. supposed to
Suddenly,
know
several
more than
officers
that.
try to catch Kazis.
Haha.
He attempts to run back inside, possibly to shut down his computer, but he's
Tackle these
overpowered.
guys.
The investigators run into his house
Man, you
and
supposed to
look for his
know that
laptop.
already.
It's in the bedroom, on and not on standby.
Lock everything before you
officials
walk out
have
that
caught him.
house, man. Tripping.
Alpha 02 is still logged into the server hosting Alpha Bay. Investigators search the laptop and find multiple passwords for the Alpha Bay website and servers.
Damn.
The Canadian
ass
has a
cooked.
fortune of $23 million.
Ooh,
Authorities
wee.
confiscate his luxury cars, houses, a hotel, and millions in cryptocurrency. Kazis' wife is charged. The Thai woman is accused of money laundering.
Damn. That's what wife charged in this after I cheated on him.
1 week later, on July 12th, Alexander Kazis is dead.
How you
He
got
committed suicide while in custody. The king
Lame
of the dark
ass
web
nigga.
is history.
that nigga a hoe, man? He
The
killed
shutdown
himself.
of Alpha Bay by authorities is being purposely kept secret for the time being. When the platform is suddenly offline, no one knows why. An exit scam? A hack? Have the operators retired? As expected, countless users migrate to the other darknet platforms, including the Hansa Market. For
Okay.
4 weeks, the Dutch authorities watch thousands of criminals trade on the platform. They collect valuable incriminating evidence. So on July 20th, 2017, the Hansa Market is shut down as well.
Nice,
On the
man.
same
Shout out
day,
them
the U.S.
down, man.
Department of Justice announces the end of Alpha Bay and Hansa, a gigantic success for the global authorities.
Today,
Sheesh.
the Department of Justice
Ice.
announces the
Alpha.
takedown of the dark web market Alpha Bay. This is the largest dark market web place takedown in world history.
Sheesh.
The dark web itself is not an evil technology just for criminals. We need places on the internet in which whistleblowers and journalists are relatively safe. Marketplaces like Alpha Bay are, however, still part of the picture. The global game of cat and mouse is far from over. The demand for illegal drugs,
Oh, it's
weapons,
awesome
and
to be
counterfeit
doing it.
money
I
and
think
malware
you're
is too
a lot
high.
of money out of it, but
It didn't take
it's
long for the
ridiculous.
Hansa Market and Alpha Bay to be forgotten. Users flocked to other existing platforms. A number of new darknet markets sprouted up and positioned themselves better than the former market leaders. The Russian darknet market Hydra was at times more than twice the size of Alpha Bay. In 2021, it was also shut down by
Shut
German
down.
and
Shut all
American
of them down.
authorities. So now there's a new contest for the title of the king of the dark web. A promising contender is DeSnake. He relaunched Alpha Bay in 2021 and still runs the darknet marketplace to this day.
Dang. I want to catch him next, huh? That's a good video. Interesting. I don't know about that. I ain't really never been in that before. Crazy.
This is 21-year-old Joshua Campbell and 22-year-old